Hello again. Today I am going to read chapter 5th from this book, The Concise Yoga Vasistha by Swami Venkateshanand. We have already covered chapter 1, 2, 3 and 4. The first chapter was on dispassion, then the behavior of the seeker. Then the third chapter was on creation, fourth on existence, and the fifth chapter, it is on dissolution. So here Vasishtha talks about various concepts like the concept of chitta, prana, and how to use them or to control them to reach dissolution. Moving to page 237, Vasishtha says, in this body, that energy which circulates in the energy channels is known as prana. So prana, those energy channels can be called nerves, but they don't necessarily means nerves. So they are not physical channels as such, not physical visible channels. And the energy is itself that controls the body, which flows through every pore of the body, is prana. Now Vasishtha tells, this prana is indistinguishably united with the mind. In fact, the consciousness that tends towards thinking on account of the movement of prana is known as the mind. So mind is the result of consciousness that tend towards thinking. Movement of thoughts in the mind arises from the movement of prana. So while the movement of our thoughts is because of the movement of prana, our life energy, and movement of prana arises because of the movement of thoughts in consciousness. So they thus form a cycle of mutual dependence, like waves and movements of current in water. So both thoughts and prana, they support each other and they create each other. The prana arises because of the movement of thoughts in consciousness. Now next Vasishtha talks about how to control the movement of prana, and it talks about various methods, which includes controlling practice of exhalation, the practice of retention, I think kumbhaka and vrechka in yogic terms, then focusing 12-inch above the nose and keeping it steady. And all this, when practiced over a long period of time, they lead to the arrest of the movement of prana. So Ram then asks Vasishtha that how to reach the supreme state and how to destroy all the distractions that we have, to which Vasishtha responds, it is not possible to kill the mind without proper methods. Now what are those methods? Knowledge of the self, company of holy men, abandonment of conditioning. Now these conditionings refers to the various concepts and notions of the world and our habits that we have. So abandonment of all the conditionings, and restraint of prana. Now he mentions one important point, that ignoring these and resorting to violent practices like hatha yoga, austerity, pilgrimage, rites and rituals is a waste of time. Self-knowledge alone bestows delight on you. A man of self-knowledge alone lives, hence gain self-knowledge, O Ram. So very interesting criticism of practices of hatha yoga, austerity and religious rites and rituals, which kind of indicates that it is a post-Vedic text, which it is for sure. And so it does not favor religious rites and rituals and sacrifices. Instead, it mainly focuses on use of inquiry and self-knowledge as means of dissolution, as means of liberation and enlightenment. Now Vasishtha mentions one very important point on meditation, that what is meditation in fact. It is on page 254. Meditation is not possible on objects of experience, for they exist only in consciousness or the self. For until the mind is free from the movement of thought, cessation of conditioning is difficult, and vice versa. And unless the truth is realized that the mind does not cease to function, and vice versa. Since realization of truth, cessation of the mind, and the ending of conditioning are interwoven, it is extremely difficult to deal with them individually and separately. Now these days we have so many different forms of meditations, and often those forms require a lot of visualization, right? They as such are good, they have their purpose, they help develop a vision, they give clarity of mind, they help you gain focus, they calm anxiety. If we take the example of this book, and if we see meditation as a tool that dissolves our identity, makes us unite with the universal self, makes us realize who we really are, the realization of the self, then thoughts cannot be, meditation that focuses on thoughts and visualization cannot be the right tool to achieve it. Because the main purpose of meditation is to kill the mind, the complete cessation of thoughts, and with it, complete destruction of all the conditionings that we have, all the notions that we have, the idea of the world that we have. It also raises the concept of spiritual experience that people have. Like, people take psychedelic drugs, they have some amazing experiences, some have out of body experiences, some are able to recall memories hidden deep within. But all these experiences are, in a way, experiences of the mind. And spirituality is not about mind. Spirituality is about transcending the mind, moving from the plane of the mind to move beyond. And in fact, the word Buddha basically means that someone who has transcended buddhi or the intellect, and someone who has transcended the mind. And I have this question: can we really call all these experiences spiritual experiences as such? Let me know what are your thoughts. Do you believe that any experience of the mind is indeed a spiritual experience? And do these drugs really give you a spiritual experience, or they are just mind going crazy and creating illusions and nothing more than that? What you think is the purpose of meditation? Is it to bring focus, clarity, help us live life in a more profound way, to bring peace to our life, or meditation is something more, just like the book says, cessation of the mind and a tool to realize our true self? Let me know your thoughts, and we'll meet again, and I'll hopefully have some another story, another chapter. See you again. Bye bye.